Media, in conjunction with BBC, has produced a documentary that deals in large part with the alleged Allied knowledge of the planned extermination of millions of Jews. Distinguished actor Ed Asner joins us. He is the host of this documentary, and he's here to talk about it. Good morning, Ed.
Good morning, Eileen.
Why this project? Why did you want to be a part of it?
Well, first of all, because of the truths, the new information that's contained in part of it. Perhaps not new information, but information that becomes widespread and published through this documentary. I like the idea of its being fresh, important material, and I like being with it.
Allegations in this of knowledge that the Allies had all the time that this extermination was going on?
Correct.
Talk about that.
Well, you know, it's funny, as a kid in Kansas City, what was I, 10, 11, and when I think back, it seems to me that I did not feel aware of the Holocaust and the 6 million deaths until after the war. And I wondered whether that was something that I personally edited out of my mind or whether it was kept from me. Seeing this, you begin to think that maybe it was a fairly widespread effort to keep it away from people's minds and knowledge.
You had grown up as an Orthodox Jew in Kansas City. Yeah. Did your parents ever talk about the war and how it was affecting the Jews in Europe?
Oh yeah, there would be. But you see, you never knew degree. You know, Jews have always known the privation in Europe and in the ghettos and the pogroms. So my being able to determine what degree that they were grieving and lamenting over the relatives in Europe, it was difficult for me to ascertain. And I don't think that they could accept the idea that this total mass of people was being methodically eliminated. I think through this documentary, we discover that the governments of the Allies and America had very early information, had measures that they could have taken to cripple this effort at extermination, and chose not to.
That doubles the inhumanity of the Holocaust in a way. Those are strong allegations. What new information has led to this?
Well, the report deals with the Morgenthau report, which shows great complicity on the part of the State Department, both to delay and hamper efforts to, for instance, bomb the crematoria, to bomb the rail lines, to hide the fact, to work against the trucks for the Hungarian Jews, for instance, the Eichmann offer. The State Department, I gather, worked against that. Continuous, not progressive, but constant efforts not to acknowledge the problem, not to take measures which would have alleviated it.
We have a clip, and then we can come back and talk about what in the world the Allies had to gain by hiding this information. But what is this clip that we're seeing?
This is the one rally held by Jews in Madison Square Garden in 1942, and it was a phenomenal rally. I think 40,000. I'm not sure if it was two performances twice each of 40,000 or whether it was one. But it was a very intensive, highly emotional experience. And as you will see from the gentleman who follows the piece, though it was the one declaiming against the extermination of the Jews, many Jews fought against even this as attracting attention, as making a problem, as creating difficulty. The same thing that occurred with Jacobo Timmerman in Argentina, wherein you had, say, 4 top rabbis down there. 2 said he should shut up, 2 said go, go, go. So I think this type of activity on the part of the Jews don't attract attention at the other time, and in the other sense saying, scream out, don't let them get away with it unnoticed.
Let's watch this rally.
The voices of Europe's 2 million massacred Jews cry to the peacemakers, remember us, remember us. Now narrator Paul Muni.
There are 4 million Jews surviving in Europe. The Germans have promised to deliver to the world, by the end of the year, a Christmas package of 4 million dead Jews. And this is not a Jewish problem. It is a problem that belongs to humanity, and it is a challenge to the soul of man.
What we were doing was called hysterical. It was called extreme. It was called bad taste. It was called unjustified, illogical, emotional, overreacting, whatever you want. Any adjective was applied to it except one. And this is that when 6 million or 7 million or 11 million, which was the goal of the Nazis, were being destroyed.
What did the Allies have to gain by not moving in, bombing crematoriums, bombing the railway lines?
If I had the answer, I would. I guess the documentary wouldn't be necessary. I don't know. I must admit, is it possible that it was a secret desire that the Germans were doing beneficial work?
Oh. What will happen? What will the repercussions be after this documentary airs, Ed?
Well, I think that it was so easy after World War II to isolate the Nazis and say, "Ugh, you know, it's an aberration of mankind. It can only happen there," so forth and so on. And above all, look how wonderful we are. The rest of the world, look how clean our hands are, and so forth and so on. And I think that the one line that I have in the documentary is that evil flourishes when good men do nothing. And I think it calls into question the qualifications for good men. I think we have much the same thing now. 1 to 2 million exterminated in Cambodia by their brothers. Exterminations are taking place all the time. I'm involved in the bloodiness of Latin America, and attempting to get more and more people aroused and involved, and making sure that our hands, at least, are not bloody by what happens down there.
You are very involved, and you know, my favorite line, I think, is Herman Wouk's line. He said, "If we don't remember, we're destined to repeat." There are those who say, "Why keep bringing up the Holocaust?" But new information may shed new light, and maybe there are modern lessons, as you say, to learn from this. Thank you.